Howdy folks, Doc here with LastBestToo. And ANCEL sent me this S100 smoke machine leak detector to take for a spin. Now, a leak detector is used to basically flood an area, especially vacuum lines, hoses, etc., exhaust systems, with a visible smoke. One of the problems with a lot of conventional leak detectors is they're self-contained units which require a compressor, maybe onboard power, and the cost is really high. So this guy here, is around $100, and it uses your shop air, your own compressor or anything that can generate at least half a PSI or more, and then also uses your own 12-volt battery, generally the one on the vehicle, although it can use, anything 12 volts. This particular guy uses mineral oil as well, which is another cost savings, and in fact they recommend this particular Johnson's baby oil, which is fairly inexpensive, and the amount that this thing uses is pretty low. Basically what it does, it has a heating element inside. The 1 or the half PSI is basically discharged out of this end here as a stream of smoke, which technically smoke is a solid suspended in a gas. I don't know if this is a solid, but anyway, it's a vaporized kind of, but still highly visible oil. And this particular thing apparently is safe for all kinds of different uses. I've gone on different forums trying to study these, and like everything else, it seems there are lots and lots of opinions, but good smoke machines can cost, upwards of $1,000 if you're running, an auto shop. I'm not. In fact, the things I will use it for, I'm also interested in HVAC as well, at a low scale, being able to see where air is moving, as well as where it's being sucked into systems. So if you can imagine, your intake valves, intake vents in your house. So I'm playing around with it there as I'm trying to get a more portable ability with the voltage and the pressure. But anyway, what I've done is I've hooked it up, or I just ran my compressor for a moment just to get a little bit of air and storage, and hook it up right here. Just pop this on. It's actually leaking a little bit, I think. Good enough because I got plenty of air. And then what I've got is a switch on the back here that turns on the power. But how do you get the power? You have to actually hook it up to a battery. So let's go ahead and do that. Just hanging it so it doesn't fall into the engine. I've got positive and negative terminals here. So I'm going to hook this up. Let's see, I can grab it right there. There we go. So now I'm going to turn the switch on. Little red indicator right here. I've got my 2 plug-in ports so I can make this thing fairly portable. It does have a fluid gauge on the back, and I really can't tell what it's doing. So when I first got it and played around with it, I overfilled it. Basically, then you just get mineral oil coming out of here. And then you can turn on the flow rate, which is this valve right here. And I can hear it bubbling away on the inside. And as you can see, there's quite a bit of smoke coming out at a pretty good clip. Trying to do it on something dark here. Let's go up to the max and see. Look at that. Firing away. So you could fill an exhaust system with this. Might take a minute or two. But there is quite a bit coming out of this. Or if I want to tone it down a little bit so you can see. Nice stream. So there are other options here besides just straight vehicle diagnostics. By outsourcing essentially the air and the power, it has allowed the price to come way down, and by simplifying the fluid, because some smoke detectors take very specific fluids, and I don't know if you can run an ultraviolet indicator in this or not, but I know that that's another option. But anyway, so it just pumps out the smoke quite a while. I've been running it for a long time, and I still haven't run out of juice here, or out of fluid, so it kind of surprised me. It says right here, close the valve after use to avoid smoke oil backflow into the meter. That's because as this cools down, it'll condense, or I mean, it'll contract, which creates a little bit of a vacuum, and you don't want to suck stuff out of the engine into here. And there are different options on how to attach this to different parts of the vehicle if you're interested in doing it on larger or smaller tubes. It comes with this regular cone, comes with a couple other accessories. But overall, I mean, for the speed, the control, the simplicity, the quantity of smoke, you know, this is a pretty healthy little unit. So for the beginning shop or the person who wants to just get into this kind of diagnostics, ANCEL makes fabulous stuff, and this seems like a nice option to get into a smoke machine. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, thought I'd bring this to your attention. I'm glad that they sent me this. I'll be using it a little bit more for diagnostics when I have a vehicle that needs a diagnostic. This particular one, I'm getting ready for an overlanding trip, so it's actually in pretty good shape. And the others are out on the road. So anyway, here you go. The ANCEL S100 smoke machine leak detector. And with that,